And welcome to another edition of Judgment Day with me, Matt Rebar, joined by our jury members, Logan Molnar and Raina Budel. And today, it's a Halloween special. Logan, you cooked up some spooky mysteries for us to solve, right?
I did. We could start with some non-copyrighted spooky music to get us in the mood. Ooh.
Are they an asshole?
All right, y'all. Happy almost Halloween. We're gonna kick it off with, am I the asshole for insisting on a wedding on Halloween?
Oh.
Ooh.
Now, off the bat, I'm going to say no, but let me tell you, I've been to a Halloween wedding that was non-Halloween, and it sucked. Like, if you're going to have a Halloween wedding, make it a Halloween wedding. If you don't want a Halloween wedding, there are 364 other days of the year. So sorry to get there real quick, but I'm very opinionated on this.
So are you speaking from a wedding guest or a DJ perspective on that?
I'm going to say both, because I feel like I was also partially a guest as much as I was working. But like I don't want to talk smack, but I think they picked that because it was like one of the only dates left to pick for a venue.
And I'm sure there's discounts and stuff, right?
Maybe. I know some couples would love the idea. Some don't. But I don't know. Is it really worth your dream venue you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something has to give for me. And it's you could have had it in November. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But anywho.
Ready?
I'm
okay.
Ready.
So they say, I know this seems like an obvious answer, but hear me out because I'm having some serious doubts right now. My fiance and I are trying to get married on Halloween of this year. So this was posted last year.
Okay.
Halloween is one of our favorite holidays and has been since we met and started dating 8 years ago in high school. For a few years, we talked about getting married and having a really elegant Gothic style wedding on Halloween. And we've been really excited to make that a reality finally. So here's where I may be the asshole. My parents were teenagers when I was born. And 10 years later, they're both remarried and had my half siblings. And now I'm the eldest of 6, with the age range of my siblings being from 4 to 13. At the same time, my aunts and uncles also started having kids. So I'm more than a decade of age of all my cousins as well. And there are a lot of them. Obviously, I want them all at my wedding, but as soon as all of them found out the date of the wedding, they all got really upset. I thought if we made the reception more fun and had a candy bar and dancing and fun, maybe even allow people to change in costume after the ceremony, we could have a great compromise. However, this has not been the case. My aunts, uncles, and parents want the trick-or-treating for their kids and put it all in my siblings and cousins' head that they wouldn't have their fun every year because I'm getting married that day. So now it doesn't matter that I'm trying to accommodate because I'm taking away the experience of trick-or-treating and dressing up around the neighborhood. My fiance's family is older and is all for the Halloween wedding, so that's not an issue. But now I'm starting to feel bad because I feel like if we insist, our wedding day is going to be filled with disappointed family and no one will have fun because they want to celebrate Halloween their way. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime event with the love of my life, and I want to share it with everyone. Would I be the asshole for insisting on this date? And there are 3 edits that she added.
Okay.
They said, I want to clarify that I would not be upset if some people decide not to come at all so they can take their kids out for trick-or-treating. I'm definitely deciding on letting kids dress up for the reception, and this has seemed to make some of the family feel better. And some people seem to think that I'm going to be one of those people who ruins every holiday with this anniversary. This isn't true. I want my own kids one day and have no intention of making Halloween about us every year. We're happy to celebrate anniversaries one day before or after, but it's the symbolism of our wedding day that matters.
Okay, so to the best of my knowledge, I am not a parent. But from what I know,
wait. To the best of your knowledge, you're not a parent, but you might be.
I know, in terms of my volunteering to be one or a knowledge, I'm definitely not. But you never know these days. But here's my thing. Parents, correct me, please, if I'm wrong. Isn't there 700 trick-or-treat events all at different times and dates? Isn't some neighborhoods, they don't even do it on Halloween. They'll do it on the 30th or the 29th or the 28th, if it makes sense with the date and the times. And I know Cedar Point has trick-or-treating happening now through the rest of the month. And there's the trunk things, right? And the Lake Erie Captains just had their thing that my sister took the girls to, and they got to get candy at the stadium. So you're telling me the only option available is the night of Halloween. That's not true. That's just not, you're not looking. You don't care. Second, you can't compromise. You can't be like, hey, we're going to take the kids trick or treat and come back at 8 or 9. Because who's trick or treating past 9? If you are trick or treating past 9, no, go home.
I feel like most neighborhoods have like a cutoff time, like when trick or treating stops.
Yeah. So that also is concerning. And two, like, I don't know. I don't know. Raina, you take over because I feel a little like just beguiled, if that's the word of the day.
I actually feel like this works in favor of the bride and groom because, I mean, if the kids are going to go out, usually the cutoff is 7. So if the kids are going to be tired after trick-or-treating, they're going to, be, I don't want to go back. I'm too tired. I'm sleepy. I just want to go home and go to sleep. That opens the entire night up for the adults who get to have fun and actually, get down and dance and party. And I feel like if you're going to do Halloween for adults, you're going to want to have actually you can go over the top with that stuff with only adults. So that's cool. That's actually the coolest Halloween wedding ever, especially if you're one of those people that's super into it. What's not cool is the whole family convincing their own children that they're going to have a bad time. That's weird.
And I think the weird also is that people are thinking that, since it's their anniversary, they're going to ruin Halloween like every single year after this. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys, but like none of my family is like, it's our anniversary. Like everyone has to pay attention to us, Like maybe your parents are like, it's our anniversary, cute, haha. But, it's like aunts and uncles, cousins. They're not like, hey, it's our anniversary, time to focus on us. Screw everything else you're doing that day. So how are they going to ruin future Halloweens for everyone?
Like I've literally never heard of someone, like a couple involving other people in their own anniversary. Unless they got married the same day or something, or like we're a pair, best friend couples or something.
And if they love Halloween that much that they want to get married on Halloween, I don't see them like taking that away from their future kids, They want them to have just as good of a experience growing up that they did.
Yeah. Well, they're having it on Halloween because they like Halloween. They want to celebrate Halloween, right? I mean...
So what time are weddings usually at? Like 4 p.m. or something like that?
Raina, that is a great question. It ranges. It depends on if you're doing a ceremony at one location and a reception at the other. If you're doing the ceremony and a reception at the same place. Typically these days, it looks like a lot start about 4 or 5 and go till about 10:30 to 11:30, sometimes midnight. Usually not after midnight. I personally think the best is a nice 6 to midnight because if people arrive at 6 for the wedding, and then 6:30, 7:30 is cocktail, 7:30 to 8 is kind of some stuff, a little late dinner, 8 to 9, start dancing around 9:30 maybe, about 2.5, 3 for dancing. Perfect.
Make sure I call you when I'm getting married to set my schedule for the day.
I'm not trying to joke. I low-key probably could be a wedding planner. I have seen all sorts of shenanigans. I know what works. I know what doesn't. I know how much time you need. If you are a couple and you think you need a half hour for dinner, you are wrong. You will need an hour because there's no way you're going to get all those guests plated or buffeted up in less than an hour. There's just no way. There's just no way. And then you're going to be the bride and groom who's like, well, we want to start dancing early. And then half the room's like,
they're still eating.
You're dancing and it's just a mess. And you need to give a little time to like post-eat, bathroom, coffee and meringue pie or whatever. Like, anywho, off topic. I think if you want to get married on Christmas, you want to get married on Thanksgiving, that is kind of your prerogative. I think obviously Thanksgiving and Christmas probably a little different than Halloween.
Yeah.
In terms of people are like, well, I probably want to be home with my family, but I don't know. I think
Halloween, it's not like a family holiday. It's not like you're missing like time with people. It's something, childlike that they're missing. Maybe leave the reception a little early, then go trick. There's time to squeeze stuff in.
Yeah. If they have a ceremony at 4, and then they have, a dinner at 6, and then they have the whole thing till midnight. People could come early, leave the trick or treat and come back. But like I said, there's so many options for trick or treating these days. There's really no excuse that like my son, my daughter, my child my dog in a costume has to trick or treat 6 to 8 on Halloween. I just think that that's kind of a bogus excuse, especially because it seems like she's going out of her way to have a candy bar station or something. No offense. Like, I'd rather just swoop up some candy bars and call it a day.
Yeah. And you can wear you can be in your costume. It's everything fun is going to be there. Do you guys want to know what the thread said?
Well, should we go first?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I mean, if it's not obvious, she's not the asshole. She is not the asshole.
Raina?
Does this work? Not. The asshole.
Yeah.
The asshole.
The thread says,
for those listening to the podcast, Raina did some letters with her hands, by the way. In case you're like, what did she do?
And remember, you can always watch the podcast on youtube.com, Starvolt Studios.
I'm going to guess the thread said not the asshole. This feels very clear cut to me.
It's mostly not the asshole. There are some you're the asshole ones, so I'll read some of those.
Who said that?
So not the asshole. Halloween weddings are a thing. You're not a weirdo for wanting this. There's so many compromises here, letting everyone attend in costume, scheduling the wedding in the morning or the evening so they can do a quick afternoon trick-or-treating. It's basically everyone saying, you're not the asshole, but let me find... you're the asshole. You're asking a bunch of kids to give up on one of the more fun stuff, kid-centric holidays of the year for a stuffy wedding where, hey, maybe you'll let them change into their costumes after the ceremony, where most kids are getting exhausted and fussy by the time the reception's getting started. So regardless of being in costume, it won't be much fun for them. Why can't you just have the ceremony the day before or after Halloween? You could have a small courthouse ceremony with just y'all and a judge/justice of the peace on Halloween. There's a couple like that are just like, you're selfish for expecting these kids to come.
But the thing is, didn't she say that they don't have to come?
Yeah, she's like,
she's really more of like, I think the issue is people are complaining to her like, how dare you? And I don't think that's not an issue. So
there's this one too. You're the asshole. This sucks for kids and parents. Think about it. The lead up to Halloween is very in your face. Everyone's making plans, decorating, wondering about candy, except Jaden, who can't go because he's going to his cousin's wedding. There's a lot of excitement and anticipation for Halloween that makes it a magical night. So there's some people who are really not happy.
Way too like by the book. These are the people that would like, in that sociological experiment where they would like electrocute people like all the way to death. Like,
no, I can't.
Just because they were ordered to do so. These are the people that someone's like, electrocute them. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. These are those kind of people. That's for sure.
Oh, man. I only took like psychology 101. So
Anywho, I could name a few. Too many experiments on the mind. Well, you did a great job, Logan. Excellent work. And we'll see you next time on another edition of Judgment Day. Halloween.
Whoa.
Judgment Day is a podcast by Starvolt Studios. Judgment Day is executively produced by Matt Rebar, Logan Molnar, and Raina Butel. For more awesome content, just go to starvoltstudios.com or on their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page.